So, in more moronic news, the UK opts out of the EU COVID-19 vaccine scheme, and so showing you that Boris Johnson is a massive, massive idiot and who has put ideology ahead of practicality once again. It's going to cost lives. It will. This will cost lives by doing this. So it says the UK will not join the EU COVID vaccine scheme. The UK's ambassador to the EU, Tim Barrow, has said. Tim said if the UK joined the scheme, it would have no say on decisions, including on price, which manufacturers which manufacturers negotiate with. And the thing is, Tim, if you understand economies to scale, the EU being a bigger market, they can negotiate a lower price because they're going to buy at a much greater volume. So I don't know what Big Tim is on about here, but we go on. The UK would be unable to pursue parallel negotiations with potential vaccine suppliers. Do you know what's going to happen, Tim? The EU are going to buy the vaccines at a much greater level on a much cheaper price than we will, and we will get priced out from these companies, which will mean that either we won't get vaccines or we'll be paying a higher price. You moron. The European Commission plans to enter agreements with individual vaccine producers on behalf of the bloc's member states as part of multi-million-pound program. Not to mention the fact that one of the big companies producing, looking for a vaccine is a German company, one that Trump tried to grab, essentially, and the Germans were like, get lost. And so, do you think they're going to give us access to potential vaccine that they create first? No, it's not going to happen. Absolute, these guys, man. In return for the right to buy a specified number of vaccine doses in an agreed time frame and price, the Commission will finance part of the vaccine's producers' upfront costs. So here we have the EU actually helping these companies out by essentially giving them funding. So that means they're more likely to get it first because there'll be contracts in place where the EU will get the vaccines first if they pay a certain amount into the companies to help them. And also the EU has access to some of the best scientists in the world that will also help these companies. So reacting to earlier reports, the UK will opt out of the initiative. The Wellcome Trust said countries urgently needed to work together if we're to stand any chance of delivering a global equitable access to a COVID-19 vaccine. In a letter, Sir Tim said the UK would not participate because the UK would be required to stop its negotiations with manufacturers with which the EU has launched negotiations. And what we've seen from Brexit is the fact that the EU are better negotiators than we are. That's what's proved from all this. And so here you're going to get a worse deal purely because of ideology. And so he's saying that it's not possible for the UK to have a role in the government shaping the decision on which manufacturers negotiate with or the price, volume, or delivery. So what Sir Tim is failing to understand is the EU would not want us to compete in negotiations with them. Why would you want someone extra to compete with you? It doesn't make sense. God. And Tim said there would be collaboration between the UK and EU on areas such as sharing of information on promising vaccine candidates, vaccine trials, and manufacturing investments and capacity building. So why are we working with them for? Why don't you just do it all on our own? Just do absolutely everything. Why are we relying on them for data? Just do everything on your own. It doesn't make sense. So here we have someone called Alex Harris, the head of the global policy of the Wellcome Trust, said the EU Vaccines Initiative cap on how many doses participating countries get is the best way to ensure that there is enough vaccine for those who need it in the rest of the world. And so what the EU will doing is sharing out the vaccine in order to help as many people as possible. Delivering a vaccine according to need and not who can pay the highest price is not morally right, but also the fastest way to end the pandemic, which is true. You know, if you give it to countries which are desperately in need of a vaccine, such as Yemen, it will do a lot of good. We urge the UK to follow the EU's lead and only secure vaccine doses for those who need it most, healthcare workers, over 65s and other vulnerable groups. He said this approach was critical for the first 6 to 9 months of early vaccine availability in the UK. Worldwide, about 200 groups are working on vaccines and 18 are now being tested on people in clinical trials. I think Oxford University, and there's a company involved in that who are who are doing very well when it comes to getting a potential vaccine. And so reacting to the reports that the UK was not going to join the EU scheme, Lib Dem leadership hopeful Layla Moran, Freudian slip there, tweeted, walking away from the EU vaccine scheme is putting ideology ahead of public health. And Labour MP Bel Ribeiro Addy tweeted, by refusing to join the EU's vaccine scheme, the government is yet again putting ideology before saving lives. And absolutely, she's correct. That's what the UK government did. And remember, we did this with ICU units. We did this with other things. We opted out of EU schemes that would have helped us and PPE as well. We opted out of EU schemes purely because of ideology, to say we could do it on our own, and we have proved that we cannot do it on our own. And I'll tell you what, to any people on the European mainland, if you do watch this video, just understand this, yeah, sick man of Europe, you will never sing that, because the UK is the sick man of Europe, and we're going to hold that title for a very long time. So unlucky, guys, a title held by such coveted countries such as Germany, and Turkey and Russia. The UK is now the holder of that belt. Unlucky, that. Unlucky other countries, maybe one day you'll take it from us, but for at least another 5 to 10 years, the UK will be the sick man of Europe, and no one's taking that from us. And that is the title we won. We won by electing absolute idiots to government. And so, look, I'm going to wrap it up there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.